be a hero this October. Join City Furniture for our Pink Pumpkins campaign. It's our mission and tribute to end breast cancer, honoring those who have fought and are still fighting. To date, we've helped raise over $1.7 million for the American Cancer Society, providing thousands of families with free lodging and rides to treatment. Our fight isn't over yet. Put on your cape and visit a City Furniture showroom today, so you can become someone soon.
Come on. Check your one and only. Move swiftly, speaker checking in for a daily. Move swiftly, thought giving your perspective on teamwork. You will not get anywhere, so we do not teach how to rise to the occasion, folks. We teach you how to fall to your level of preparation. Final Monday, final Make Your Moves. Make Your Move Monday every day, every Monday. But the final Monday of the month, you know what we do. Hold ourselves accountable. About an hour from this recording, I got my goals, see how I did, see what grade I did. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this out on the channel. But you may or may not be listening on the actual live, but you're actually listening to this on because I play these before I start my live now. But every final Monday of every month, if you do around here, I go back previous month, look at what my goals were, and then I set some publicly. Again, we do this publicly for a reason, so I want to publicly hold myself accountable. One thing I'm learning as a creator on the internet, period, you got to be willing to hold yourself publicly accountable. See, that's the difference between a creator and a consumer. You'll know the people who are holding themselves accountable publicly versus the consumers of the world, which is 98% of the world, who are they're of the mindset I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm only going to do it privately because I don't know. I don't have the courage to step up and do it publicly. It's a difference in mindset, right? So again, we'll be diving into that in a moment here or at some point whenever you tune these. Forgive me, folks. I just ran one hell of a 6 miles. It's a hell of a 6 mile run, right? So as far as the next thing that happens is the Make Your Move Monday kickoff question. Make Your Move Monday kickoff question. So we document the goals and then also kicking you off with a question like we do every single Monday to get you on the right path. Whatever the fuck happened last week or what happened yesterday, the weekend, how good or bad the weekend was, we gotta set it off on a Monday and say, let's go, let's figure out how we can move forward. The question is, are you living in fear? Or are you living in faith? All right. Plain and simple. That's what we're going to be diagnosing throughout this entire week. The difference between a fear-based life and a faith-based life. Understand the acronym. I know a lot of you may have heard the acronym of FEAR. False evidence appearing real, right? There's false evidence appearing real. There's people who have conditioned themselves to always live in fear. They're going to create evidence of things that are actually false, so they justify their own bullshit. They justify excuses. They justify a lot of stupid shit that they do. They're always going to find something that's false evidence that it's appearing real in their mind. It's bullshit, all right? Now, faith, on the other hand, finding answers in the heart. Finding answers in the heart. Meaning, whatever goes to you, again, a person that lives their life in a faith-based way, that does not mean that they won't fear things. Yes, they're going to fear things, but they're so conditioned to find their answers based upon what's in their heart. And you always see those folks constantly bouncing back, no matter the situation, no matter what happens to it, no matter how difficult a situation may be to get through. When you start finding answers in the heart, then you're able to bounce back in a certain way. Again, it's not that the people that live in the faith-based world don't experience fear. Yes, the fuck we do. We experience a lot of it. But again, the question is, which one are you listening to? Are you listening to the false evidence that's appearing real? Or are you finding answers in the heart? Period, point blank in the sentence. And again, we'll be diving throughout this entire week. We'll be diving into all of this. And this is something important, right? It's something really, really important, especially for business owners out there. Understand the core of what we do around here is all employee development, all things employee development. So when you're talking about building a staff and paying people money and giving them a salary and promotions and all that kind of stuff, you gotta inject the culture of faith. You gotta inject the culture of, we can do this. What can we do? What can we create? And you got to inject that culture. If you inject that fear-based culture, I'm telling you right now, it's only a matter of time before your business fucking goes under. If you inject the faith-based culture, the whole conditioning of the organization is going to be all about how can we create and how can we do major things. All right. So again, stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, share this out to anybody that needs to hear it. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, MakeYourMove.com. It's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. And there it is. Aswand Cruickshank here again, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, former Division I college football player, and current 6-time published author and educator. And if you didn't pick it up just now, let me re-emphasize what I do. Basically, what we do around here is take all of the tools, the innovative teamwork lessons that you learn on the field, on the football field, and we align them. We take the innovative teamwork lessons that you learn on the football field, and we align them with businesses and business owners, so they have a staff and/or group of employees that moves the same way that a championship high school or youth football team moves. That mentality that I'm gonna thrive with each other, I'm gonna fight with each other, I'm gonna grow. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna love each other. We're gonna hate each other. We're gonna do whatever we gotta do, but we're going to go out and compete together every single weekend, and doing it in a very, very special way. It's such a rarity to get that in the work culture. So that's my calling. That's what I do. That's how I create that. That is the creation that you're tuned into right now. So again, be sure you're liking, comment, subscribe, and sharing this out to anybody that needs to hear it. If you want more information on that, is one website you need to go to, MakeYamove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. Simply hit the shop now button. You can get a free guide. You can learn more about me. Whatever it is you need to know is right there on that website. In fact, in about a week or so, there will be a pre-order book that yours made available for pre-order. Book number 6 is all about how to be a Win-Trapreneur, and the pre-orders about Win-Trapreneurship and all that will be on that same website. So make sure you familiarize yourself with MakeYourMove.com, especially if you're a business owner that is struggling. I mean, struggling to keep a staff and is sick and tired of bleeding, have their profits being ruined because you're constantly replacing staff. That's where we come in and we solve the problem. All right. And part of solving the problem is doing exactly what I am doing today, which is holding myself accountable, putting my ass on the line, like I do pretty much every day, but more importantly, every single the final Monday of every month. This started, I want to say it started somewhere around April time. Okay, I think somewhere around April of last year, if I'm not mistaken. But what I've come to understand is the importance of first of all, yeah, you already see the hat. I even bring it up yet. See the hat. We got a big win. We got a big game. All right, I'm recording this on Monday night where we play the Kansas City Chiefs. So yes, my Washington Commanders have a very, very big game, and you see I'm repping the squad today, all day, every day. All right, but when I started doing this, I started to understand, because at this time, I'm in a newer relationship, and understanding the goals and the importance of not I started living a life that wasn't just for Aswand, right? I'm living a life now that's for other people, and I'm not just thinking about what's best for Aswand. I'm now forced to, I've always been very selfless, but now I'm in a relationship, and you have to think about what's best for a group of people, which means I had to make sure I start practicing what I preach. And one of my business mentors, shout out to Dre Baldwin, I remember being a part of his mastermind and how important he would explain to not just me, but everybody that was involved. Hey, it's important to have your goals written down somewhere every single month. See if you can go after these monthly goals, write them down, let the 4 weeks go by, see how you did, have them written down somewhere that you can get to. So I started doing something similar to that, but I do it publicly at the last Monday of every single month. So we're going to go over how I did, and then we're going to get into the Make Your Move Monday kickoff question, which you just heard a little bit about. We're going to be talking about, you see right there on the screen, it's all about, are you living in faith or are you living in fear? All right, and again, you don't know. This is not something that you're going to be able to answer yourself. It takes somebody from the outside looking in that genuinely cares about you to tell you, hey, you're living in fear or you're living in faith. And it's going to sting, it's going to hurt, but you have to accept it. All right, you have to accept it and accept the results that come with the decisions that you make and why you made those decisions. Was it a fear-based decision or was it a faith-based decision? And that right there, that knowing and that understanding allows you to move forward in the best way
possible. All right. This is complex, but it's absolutely, absolutely important that you put the right people around you. Again, you'll hear me kind of allude to it a little bit throughout the article, but I'm living through this right now as we speak. I don't have the option of living in fear because I put myself in a situation where the faith is actually what is creating the income, right? The faith, I've gotten dived so deep into the faith-based world and the concept of living off faith and having faith in my plan that there's no going back to just, okay, I'm going to start fearing things now. That's not the way we operate. That's not the way we can operate. If you start to feel yourself going in that direction, it's already conditioned to where I'm uncomfortable living in a fear base. Now, there's some people who are the opposite. Some people who've got so stuck in and then the wheels have turned over and over and over again from a fear concept. And that fear is always being met with comfort that when you try to get them to see faith, when you get them to try to see opportunity, when you get them to try to understand the opportunities and that your best years may be ahead of you, their fear of it is always going to get in the way. It's going to block the miracle. It's going to block the thing that they can do. All right. So we're going to document all of that now. So let's jump right into the article. And by the way, again, for all of my newer listeners, I'll make this announcement official as we get closer to to the pre-orders of the book. But the people who are following me on medium.com understand that the book is going to be made up of these Medium articles just in a hard copy. So if you're following me on medium.com, there will be a very, very nice discount made. Haven't exactly figured out what it's going to be, but there will be a significant discount. So it's very simple. Just sign up to medium.com. I'm at Move Swiftly 44. As you can see there, I'm at Move Swiftly 44. It's where I get. I'm a writer. At the heart of me is I'm a writer. I start off, writing scouting reports, and the way I write it, it's almost very, very therapeutic to me. In fact, me and ChatGPT this weekend had ourselves a therapeutic session. Let me just tell you. I did not know that ChatGPT can be used for your therapist when it comes to just things that you learn and what gets said and how you approach it and where you're coming from and just having it tell you back. And again, I use ChatGPT a lot, so they're gathering data about me and how I operate, so it knows specifically my specific account. It knows specifically what it is I'm asking, what I'm insinuating, where the text and the concept is coming from, to the point where it's all going to be like it's an actual human being. That's the scary part. That's actually the scary part. So anyway, here we go. Make Your Move Monday kickoff question. Are you living in faith or living in fear? And right there, I chose that picture because it's my favorite picture from back when I was a full-time boxing trainer, and COVID shut everybody down. The owner of that gym, I'm not noticing it says Aswand there. Yeah, I think that's look at that. Oh, good. I'm now noticing that says Aswand. Wow. I didn't realize it got captured in the picture. I knew it said it, but I didn't realize it got captured in the picture. But yeah, that was my favorite picture from a photo session that I had with. She was she wasn't, but the people that came to the workouts at the park. That's Plantation Central Park, which I'll be back at, by the way, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. I'll be back there for the kidney walk, doing the warm-ups. But it was there where COVID had shut down the gym industry. A lot of people had to pivot. A lot of people had to look at new things. I had to depend on the members that were already at the gym. I invited them out for a free workout at the park. This is some of the ones that came in there, the faith that we all needed during that time, especially the folks living in the fitness industry, being a part of the fitness world. There was a lot of faith that needed to happen during that time. So looking at it always takes me back to some incredible time. So here we go. It's the final Monday of the month, which brings two things here on the Move Swiftly platform. Time to go back and check on last month's goals, and time to set new ones while introducing this week's theme, faith versus fear. But before diving into the numbers and grades, let's start with this week's kickoff question. Are you living in faith or are you living in fear? The locker room, the breakdown. Yes. So this breakdown, this is the acronym broken down. Let me take you into a football locker room real quick. To answer that question, let me take you back to a college football locker room. When I played for Stony Brook University, we were preparing for a championship game against a team that beat us 30-0 the year before. Our head coach, Coach P, stood in front of us and wrote a single word on the board: fear, false evidence appearing real. He said, there are feelings of fear that can serve you. And he was right, because that day we won the game with late game heroics. At halftime, I'll never forget Coach P's words. He said, they didn't fear you. They didn't fear you. So now they have to play you. Now they got a full football game to play. That moment taught me something important. Fear isn't always the enemy. It's just information. All right. So here's the point about that is understanding we were playing a championship game against a team. We're playing against a team named Liberty University. Liberty beat us the year before. I mean, beat us like we stole something, right? So they came in not fearing us, like having this overconfidence that they were going to absolutely destroy us. And as the game was close at halftime, Coach P looked at us. He goes, they didn't fear you. They didn't fear you. They did not fear you. Understand what I told you guys last night. They didn't fear you. Now they got to play you. So when people don't fear you, they don't fear your presence. They don't fear what you're about. They don't fear what you can do. They're no longer intimidated. Now they got to deal with you. All right. So there's portions of fear that can serve you as long as you're recognizing it. That is the key here, folks. And we're gonna get into all of this throughout the week. But the key is recognizing what's coming at me, and that's fear. And how do I attack it? How do I make sure it doesn't allow me to make decisions that I'm gonna have to live with for the rest of my life? I'm gonna have to make the decision every single day. It's almost like, speaking of college football, whenever you get a situation where you get a high school kid coming to a college campus and they go and they see the difference in terms of workouts and how hard it is, and they quit and they go back home. You know what happens to that college kid? You know what happens to that human being? They quit every single day of their life. Every single day of their life, they have quit on something because they just quit. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that person that just quits because of fear, because the fear of this is taking you. The fear is what's driving your decisions, not the faith. All right. Then the faith. Years later, I heard Les Brown, one of the greatest motivational speakers ever, define faith as faith, finding answers in the heart. So if you ask me which one I live in, faith or fear, the truth is both. There's no avoiding either. The key is to recognize which one you're operating from and avoid making emotional decisions that can set you back years. That's how you move wisely and how you live swiftly. All right. So all that, let's jump right into the October recap in terms of how I did with my goals. All right. This month I gave myself a C+. All right. It's unacceptable for me. A C+ is absolutely unacceptable. But let's go back to the goals. Right. So this was September goals. I gave myself a B+, so obviously didn't do well there. But October goals: don't let football interfere in my personal relationship. Absolutely failed there. Build a network of dedicated high school students. Launch youth group fitness classes aligned with my core business. So these were my October goals, right? Let's go back to the current article. So don't let football interfere with my personal relationship. Definitely failed. Definitely, absolutely failed with that goal this month. All right. Me and her, we're at a serious crossroads. We'll say it like that. One that might end not just a relationship, but the friendship. And that was the one thing that I was very, very hesitant and not wanting to have happen, is I never want to lose a friendship with a good person. When you move to a brand new area and you don't have family, you don't have friends, you don't really know too many people, the last thing you want, the last thing you need is to lose friends, man. And that's the difficult part about what's happening right now. So again, I'll give you all details as we go along. Right now, if you want to talk to me, I can't give you any specific answers towards this, but it's not just about the football. It's about literally a collision of mindsets and missions. Still, I'll keep you posted because there's a lesson that matter. But right here, this faith versus fear theme. It's all because of the relationship I've been in. Okay, the whole theme is coming from a collided mindset. A collided, as one has overwhelming faith in himself, and somebody who is in the situation, I won't give you details, but in the situation she's in, she's conditioned to have to live in a fear certain things. And when you have these collisions of mindsets, you just don't know. And then again, the not knowing is what leads to more fear. So again, did absolutely failed in that one, or I succeeded. Again, you just don't know. But definitely with football season being here, there was a change in terms of what it is I'm going to be doing on weekends, and this was something that she was told about. It's something that I knew was, I know myself when it comes to football season. I'm just a different cat. So anyway, number 2, build a network that caters to high school students. I did okay here. All right, as the site director for a high school mentoring company, I am starting to see real trust forming between me and the high school students, the high school mentors. That's something I can build from. And then number 3, launch youth group fitness classes aligned with my core business. This one's a mix. I wanted to build this initiative. This is why I gave myself a C+, because when you say launch youth group fitness classes aligned with my core business, it was something I was sort of thinking about doing with a significant other, like a part, like working with somebody in this, because you don't work with youth and group fitness. You can't do that without some sort of a woman who's into working with kids and likes working with kids and stuff like that. So I wanted to build this initiative in alignment with my personal life. So, and because that's unstable right now, my execution slip, it's a reminder that when your personal life and your professional mission collide, the math simply needs to math. And that's really all it is. It's just the math needs to math. I am in the process of looking for homes now. And, as I talked to the lender on Friday, and listen, man, it was a great conversation, because he started to recognize, hey, the math simply is math. And for Aswand to be able to get his own house on his own without the help of anybody, and that right there was easily the best news that I could have gotten, throughout the entire week. So that's where I was. That's why I got a C+ this month. So anyway, I'll close you guys out with my November goals, the month of faith. All right. November always feels different for me, because New Year's, my birthday's in early January, and the energy that comes from reflection, it's like a triple shot of motivation. So here's what here's what I'm locking in for this month. Make God the relationship I value most. I've been taking it, and this one's important. This one's huge. I remember I went to church yesterday, went to Life Church yesterday, and one of the things that Pastor Craig Rochelle was talking about was these things right here, this screen time and what gets read on the screen, what you see, how you meet people on this screen. These things right here are absolutely something that need to be controlled if you're not careful. All right. These things. So as I reflected on a lot of what I had to deal with throughout the week, remember, I went dark. I went absolutely dark for 2 days. I turned my phone off. It was such a crazy message, because I went quiet. I turned my phone off for 2 days last week and purposely didn't look at it, because I wanted to just adjust to just new things happening, right? And it was crazy that Pastor Craig Rochelle's message was all about screen time and allowing yourself to really have face-to-face dialogue and reflect on what you really do want, right? So number 1 this month is to make God the relationship I value most. I've been taken advantage of plenty in my life. So the situation that I've referred to, it's me being taken advantage of in so many different ways, as the person that's always great with kids. And, whoever the single mom is, no matter what, she's going to love Aswand. And this is something that I have expressed and I've said on multiple occasions, because that's my business. The business that I'm in has turned into how well I am with kids. So I'm already conditioned in this place of faith and knowing how well I am with kids and all that kind of stuff. So because of that, I can get taken advantage of. I'm easily taken advantage of. And sometimes I even see it coming. I personally see it coming, but I let it happen anyway. This month, my faith focus is to stay grounded in God. If I keep that relationship front and center, I can avoid people in situations that won't serve my purpose long term. All right. Number 2, more races. Oh, man. Yeah. So I ran a 5K this past month for the first time in a while. most of my weekends used to revolve around her. Like literally every weekend I was with her. But this time I was able to invite this time, right? This time, when I say this time, what I mean is in regards to my goals. And when I say this time, I mean about 2 weeks ago, I had the pleasure of inviting the founder of a race company to my school, and now there's even talk of hosting a 5K at the school I teach at. So I got another one coming. I got 5K coming up this weekend and another the next weekend. So I have 2 5Ks coming up in a row, and then after that, I'll be actually hosting the kidney walk in Plantation. I'll be hosting the warm-ups for the kidney walk, something I've done for the past 4 years. At this point, it's a cause that's very near and dear to my heart. So my weekends are packed. I will be doing a lot over the next 3 weekends. So again, it's about getting yourself in a routine and not allowing people to bring down the success and bring down the places and bring down the things that you want to go to, the places that you want to go in life. So again, all of me saying this, it's about, again, are you deciding based on faith, or are you simply living your life fear? Because again, if you can't overcome your fear on things, I don't want to be around you. Who the fuck wants to be around a person who every single time you decide to do something, every single time you try to create something, you got to be anchored with, oh, what if that? What if that? No, fuck that. Why be around you? Why be around that average type of thinker? It's annoying as hell. After a while, it gets annoying, because if you develop your condition and you are the person who's always all about how do we do things, you don't have to worry about all the bullshit about, this that happened, that happened. It drives me fucking crazy. It drives me crazy. Anyway, so let's get to goal number 3. Goal number 3, all right? Final goal this month is a successful pre-order book launch. So book number 6 is officially ready for pre-order. Hard copies will drop as March Madness approaches. But I've learned that success in the publishing isn't about the book, all right? It's about the pre-order energy. So I know that many people don't have the time to sit and read a full hard copy book, but they believe in the mission and they want to support it. So that's why I'm wrapping the 60K year employee development offer around this project, because it's not just about the books, it's about building leaders. So final word, you'll always live with both faith and fear, all right? Always. But only one can drive your decisions. When you choose faith, you choose growth. When you choose fear, you choose comfort. Question is, which one are you feeding? Again, makeyourmove.com for all things employee development, developing all of this culture. It's something that needs to be taken. You have to actually take the initiative to go and inject this culture into your staff, into your organization, and then things start happening for you. All right. So all that being said, again, the main website is right there on the screen. It's makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Check it out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.